So when is mediation a better option than litigation in some of the people that you've seen?
Yeah, I personally believe, after doing this almost 30 years, that litigation should be avoided whenever possible. There's almost no good reason to just jump into a court process. Like I said, it should always be a plan B. Litigation is for scenarios where one party is already um, hiding assets, or is not disclosing, or is refusing to cooperate with mediation. So if that's happening, you need to consider a court strategy. Obviously, if there's any issues with actual domestic violence, abuse of a child, foreclosure of a home, there are certain emergencies. We all know them when we see them. If you're not dealing with someone reasonable, someone who is definitely not going to cooperate with the process, not share documents, not pay bills that need to be paid. Mediation can be a waste of time. It could actually be a stall tactic. It can actually harm people. So you, as an attorney, you need to know when a mediation is realistic, should be attempted, and when it's a waste of time and you need to go to a judge, usually as an emergency. Mediation, when both parties have access to information, let's say there's a business accountant, or joint tax returns, and some transparency about the assets and debts, the incomes, the expenses, mediation should be the chosen strategy. Let's sit down, review these documents, agree what the facts are, agree on what the numbers are, and then if you have attorneys that know the law and know what a judge is going to do, then get advice from those attorneys. And at that stage, there should be a range of what support numbers will look like, a range of what might happen in terms of percentage shares of a business. Most other issues are very straightforward because you're talking about 50-50 scenarios. With businesses, it's not 50-50. With spousal support, you could have a little bit of a difference in terms of what everyone thinks should happen. But when there's trust in the process, there are ways for mediators or attorneys to try to find that middle path and agree. And when parties trust their advisors, when they have the numbers in front of them and agree that the numbers are accurate, when they're working with appraisers and experts that provide neutral information, neutral numbers, there would be no reason to go to a judge. Mediation can take a long time. I've been involved in mediations that last for more than a year, but everyone is comfortable with that. Everyone feels like they trust the numbers, and then eventually you get to the finish line. Going to a court and going to a judge, you are looking at between 1 and 3 years of very costly and stressful procedures in court, and procedures that are very adversarial. So subpoenas, depositions, potentially hearings, really extreme positions. And I have to be very clear here, people lie. When there's litigation and the stakes are very high, people are not truthful. You have a lot of he said, she said scenarios and very unreasonable positions. And the whole point is a game of chicken where everyone's somewhat bluffing to try to get their best outcome and really stacking the deck to create, really high stakes litigation.